wanted to know that everybody doesn't have the access to value research or big companies like this thing. How do we find out a real good financial advisor who is honest to us, who is like a doctor, who is like an advocate, who is like a backbone of how do we identify this thing? There are so many parameters which we cannot understand. A small man like me cannot understand these things.
It's a difficult thing. There are many financial advisors who are good, but there are as many who are not so good. And unfortunately, like many other services where the outcome can actually be evaluated in a defined time frame, financial advisors' outcome will be discovered many years after you have availed the service, and it may be it cannot be undone after it has been done. So I think there are two ways around it. Keep looking for a good advisor if you can get some good reference, somebody and who looks thoughtful, who has sensible. Because one is to actually, it is not there are ways of evaluating it. There is a possibility that all advisors may not have all the answers, and they cannot have, and they should not have. But I think somebody who is thorough with his job gets back to you with an answer, with an explanation. And many a times, the kind of questions that investors have for their investments or the anxiety that they have, there is a possibility that there are multiple answers to the same question. For example, if you ask me that, where to invest now for 5 years, I will have three kind of answers. If you are a taxpayer, I'll have a different opinion. If you are a first-time investor but not a taxpayer, I'll have a different opinion. If you are an investor, already an investor, have been through the ups and downs of the market, I'll have a different recommendation. And all the three recommendations are right. Just that, it is suitable, it is suited for different people with different experience, with different scale. Your first 10 lakh rupees, you need a different advice. The moment your surplus is substantially more than what your monthly, what your requirements are, or we have way more than enough, your margin of error can be there. Your ability to assume risk changes. So just figure out, that is one. But I think the most important check that you will have, that you require, whether you are able to find a great advisor or not, having some basic framework for yourselves. Because personal finance is not that complicated or sophisticated as rocket science. Yes, you may not have all the answers, but you don't need all the answers. In fact, today, finding an answer to any of the factual questions, I'm not referring to conceptual questions. Factual questions is just, a click away. You can search, look for it, read, and a little bit of reading, be precise with your question, you can get it. The real thing is that, having the broad framework that why are you doing what you are doing, and everything comes with a risk. Understand the risk and follow the basic rule. If something is too good, it is unlikely to be true. So if you have these basic tenets in place and ask questions, and if you get too lofty answers, be wary of it.